What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is the review for the Real Housewives of New York reunion season 14 part 1. Okay, now I'm gonna just go on and tell y'all. I mean, the reunion was about what the reunion was about what the season was. It was okay. There was some great parts, and then there was some y'all know I don't really get into all of the fashions, but let me tell you that I'm so here for Jenna Lyons. Always going against the grain and doing it in a fabulous way. Baby, Jenna Lyons showed up in some jeans with this lovely blazer, this sheer jacket that showed off her boobs. Okay? I mean, sheer shirt. I was here for it. She's actually my favorite dressed. I don't know if she's best dressed, but she's my favorite dressed. Is she dressed for the occasion? Not so much, but I love it. My favorite dress, I think, outside of Jenna, I think my favorite dress is probably Uber's. I hated I hated Brynn. Even though Brynn described her dress accurately, she looked like a slutty pilgrim. That's the look you were going for, girl. You nailed it. Sai, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Erin looked okay. She looked like she was on her way to a cocktail party, right? So, y'all know I don't really do the fashion, so if you guys feel differently, I respect it. So, we started off, they go through the introductions, and Andy let them know they did a great job, and blah, blah, blah. The first thing that came up was how Erin cannot take a joke. I'm just going to read you guys my notes. Because they made a joke about Tribeca being up and coming, and Jessel made a joke about, yeah, I made that a thing. And Erin was like, you can't be serious. You didn't make that a thing. What are you talking about? That wasn't a thing. Tribeca is... And everybody had to tell Erin, girl, it was a joke. Oh, I mean, I was just saying it had to be a joke because it's not a thing. And I was like, Erin, calm down. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Then Uber came out guns blazing at Jenna, saying that Jenna is one person on camera and then she's another person in her everyday life. Now, I feel like Jenna explained it by saying, listen, on camera is one thing, filming a camera, being vulnerable, open myself up, being in my everyday life, being the boss that I am, that is totally different. Like, I am absolutely comfortable in that role. That's what I've been doing my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I did the whole J. Crew thing or whatever. Like, I'm comfortable in that. I don't think I was being disingenuous. It was just in a different space, and it was uncomfortable. And I think in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to give the ladies credit that a lot of them did open up and share their world experiences. But I'm going to be honest, I think Jenna made herself the most vulnerable. I mean, they said that later on, her taking her teeth out, on camera, opening up about her skin and her genetic disorder, opening up about her mom and her experiences. I mean, I really feel like, so I don't know if it was Jenna not being genuine. I just think it was Jenna being in an uncomfortable space. The other thing that Sai brought up was Jenna doesn't celebrate her wins. Now, in her professional life, maybe she does. But what they're saying is that they don't feel like that's what she does. That she doesn't share her wins. Like, she's very much a beat herself up kind of person. Erin opens up and says that she had a hard summer. Her mom had been sick, and she was very emotional about the fact that her mom had been sick and how she needed, she was in that role of caretaker for her mom. She didn't get into specifics about what was wrong with her mom. We don't need to know. That ain't our business, And then she opened up about basically the fact that, she's type A personality because she pretty much had to raise her kid, her younger brothers and sisters. She's the oldest out of her father's children. She's the only one between her father and her mother. And then her father remarried after they got divorced and had 4 more children. And he became the caretaker, the primary caretaker of those 4 children and Erin. And she said, her father used to do business in Israel. And so he would leave and be in Israel for a month. And here she was taking care of 4 kids. She was like a kid herself. And so she said, I'm type A because I was kind of wound tight. I kind of had to be. So from that aspect, I kind of understood it. But where was that on the show, Erin? Y'all were beating up Jessel about be real, open up to us. Where was all of this? Like, we didn't get none of that. But okay, girl. Erin and Sai were kind of going at it. Like, Erin and Sai are not in a good place because Sai feels like Erin has been lying she went back to that damn cheese story, and come to find out, child, they were able to prove that Aaron did lie. Aaron tried to make it seem like, and Sai said it on the show, to be fair. Sai has been saying it since the show, that she absolutely didn't say anything about that damn cheese. She was eating the cheese, and she didn't have no problem with Aaron and her damn cheese. And Aaron made it seem like that Sai showed up at her house complaining about the cheese. And then Aaron, in real time, because she was like, I didn't say that, play it. Baby, Sai played that audio recording. She had it queued up and everything, even though they edited, child. But from what we saw, she had it queued up and everything, ready to rock and roll. And Aaron, she couldn't do nothing but be like, well, I mean, she didn't quite say it that way. You know, Aaron, you like to play word games. And you like, for you to be as intelligent, you really like to play dumb. Because you know exactly what Sai was saying. You know exactly what Sai was saying. And then you tried to switch it up and be like, well, I mean, that's, you know, I didn't, well, that she didn't say it quite like that. But you knew that by saying it like that, it was going to switch it up. You did the same thing to Jenna in that first class situation, which you did end up apologizing for. And Jenna did call you out for and was like, that was really effed up. The way you did that and the way you made it seem like I was just talking about flying first class. And even later on in the episode where Jessel was like, you implied that my husband was cheating on me. And she was like, well, I never said that. Well, hence the word imply, ma'am. You know what the word imply means. She didn't say you said it. She said you implied it. And you absolutely did. When they played the clip back, you absolutely did imply that her husband was flying to Vietnam to do some nefarious things. And that if they not having sex, her husband getting it from somewhere else. You absolutely implied that. You and Sai. Now, from the way it was edited, it looked like Aaron got more heat from Jessel than Sai did, even though Jessel towards the end of this episode was giving it to Sai, but they was rolling the credits, so it didn't really give us the same impression as it was when you was going back and forth with Aaron. Then Uber gonna randomly throw out and be like, well, are y'all gonna talk about the fact that y'all didn't even want Jenna on the show? And even Andy was like, girl, what? Huh? Who said that? Who said that? And it just didn't really go anywhere. I don't know if it didn't go anywhere because Andy shut it down, or it didn't go anywhere because it wasn't true, but it certainly wasn't relevant. Like, it certainly came out of left field. Like, Uber just literally threw that out. Like, it came from nowhere. So I'm not sure what that was about, Uber. But, and again, I'm not saying Uber's lying. It was just weird how she just kind of threw it out there. Like, they weren't, at that point, they weren't even talking to Jenna. They weren't even talking to Jenna. Then we got into Jenna and her mom. You know, she dug a little deeper about her mom dealing with the Asperger's and the fact that her mom had really just passed away like a month before they started filming. And so it was still pretty raw for her. And, you know, she talked about her relationship with her mom and as it relates to her son and wanting to be a good mom. And, you know, because her mother dealt with Asperger's, it wasn't that her mother didn't want to be present. It was that it was very hard for her mother to be present. And she said her mother was even able to articulate that and say, I don't know how. Like, I don't know how to comfort you. I don't know how to be there for you. And her father is still alive, but her father is not active. She said that basically her father took care of his other family. You know. She talked about her skin, and the lady said that they all apologized. They admitted that they really gave Jenna a hard time, and that they really didn't understand how deep the genetic disorder went. They said they didn't find out how deep it went until they saw it in her confessionals. So even though Jenna said it, they, I guess, didn't take it as serious. And they absolutely apologized to Jenna. And they said, yeah, we were. We were a little hard on Jenna. We were a little too hard on Jenna. And they did apologize. And that's where the whole, when Aaron and Jenna talked about the whole first class conversation or whatever. But they did apologize to her, which I'm glad. Because y'all know I said in my reviews that they were doing too much. They were doing too much. Jenna is in a new relationship. She said it's somebody she's known for a while. They're in the same industry and that she's had a crush on her. Her son has met him. A lot of the cast have met him. And they really, she's happy. She was giggling and grinning and blushing and all that good stuff. Sai apologized to. So they brought up the whole thing about Uba and her boyfriend and who said what. And once again, Erin lied. Erin said in her confessional, we were at the restaurant and we were like, this is in the circle of trust. And Bryn violated the circle of trust. And Bryn was like, girl, ain't nobody say nothing about no circle of trust. We were out, we were having drinks, we were having a good time. Sai said it, and I didn't realize it was a big deal to repeat it. If you had said to me, look, girl, don't say nothing, I wouldn't have said anything. If you had said, listen, don't bring up where he works or where he lives, I wouldn't have said that either. But y'all never said that. Like, we were just out, we were just talking-ish, and it was not a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal. So Sai does apologize and said, you know, in the moment, I was angry because I was wrong, and I knew I was wrong, and I took my anger out on you, and I apologized. And, you know, Bryn was like, well, I appreciate it, but it's been 6 months. Like, if you realize that you took your anger out on me and you were wrong, why did you wait until now to apologize? And Sai was like, she was, you know, I don't remember what Sai, I don't know if Sai had a good reason. She was like, she said, because we're hashing it out now. But my thing is, girl, Sai, you could have picked up the phone and hashed it out with her. Like, I'm always very leery when we wait to the reunion to apologize for something. Even if you didn't realize it played out as bad as it did, and you saw it when the episode aired. Like, you could have called her 2 weeks ago. Like, again, you knew what you did, and you knew you were wrong when you did it. And that, like and like Bryn said, she said, but you have continued to compound the lie. Every interview you do, every time you talk about it, you continue to make it seem like I did something wrong. And now we get here, and all of a sudden you want to apologize, and you're acknowledging that I didn't do anything. And, you know, honestly, Sai can't do nothing but be like, girl, you right. I mean, so then they started doing that. I mean, we're good. It's okay. It's whatever. And then Bryn was like, well, girl, I heard that you said all kinds of other things about me. I heard you called me a slut, and you said this, and you said that. And then, you know, they talked about, Sai was like, I never called you that. Like, I'll stand in it. If I said it, I would have told you I said it. Then she was like, well, you were like, you don't know what I do for a living. And Sai was like, I don't know what you do. She said, girl, did I not help you sign one of your contracts? She was like, well, that was in 2017. But Sai, if that's what she does, that's what she does. Like, just because she helped you in 2017, like, I get it. That was 6 years ago, give or take. But if that's what she does, that's what she does, girl. I mean, I'm still doing the same thing I was doing 6 years ago. I don't know. I just feel like Sai is very dismissive of other people's feelings now. To her credit, she did admit that she doesn't open up to people that, you know, she was like, I know I need therapy. I know I need to work through my trauma. And I do have this hard, tough exterior. She said, I try to mask it with humor. And girl, when she said humor, nobody looked like they were amused by Sai. And, you know, Andy even asked about it, was like, well, I mean, is that what y'all feel? Like, that's how y'all feel? Y'all feel like she funny? Y'all feel like it's humorous? And they were kind of all side-eyeing each other like, I mean, I guess. So Bryn and Sai did not end in a good space. And Uba was like, come on, y'all. Y'all need to fix this. And basically, Sai was like, listen, Uba, we're good. This is new. I just apologized. Give her time to process. Give it time. So I feel like by the time they get started filming, because I do believe they're going to bring them back for another season, I think they're going to probably keep the cast pretty much the same. They may add a friend of or something like that, but I think they're going to kind of keep this nucleus. And with that being said, I think we're going to see the Bryn Sai friendship evolve and them get back to a good space, I feel like. Aaron and Sai are also not in a good space. And I just kept writing in my notes, Aaron lied again. Aaron lied again. Aaron lied again. Uba explains that her boyfriend, he's very private because of what he does for a living, and that's why she just doesn't, you know, but everybody's met him. Like, she goes out with him socially, but it's just who he is and what he does for a living. So it's not like a secret relationship, and they are still together, so good for them. Good for them. Haven't spoken to Bryn. Okay. And then they did Jessel's package, and Jessel, you know, this when she was coming after, you know, Aaron and Sai about speaking on her marriage and why would you speak on your marriage. And Sai was like, listen, you're right. I shouldn't speak on your marriage, although I don't really see the connection between you and your husband, but you're right. I shouldn't speak on it. And everybody was like, but girl, you just did. Like, you literally just did. Like, you're saying, I shouldn't speak on your marriage. Although, I don't really feel like, I'm not really feeling the love there. I'm not really feeling like your marriage is legit. But, I shouldn't speak on it. And Jessel was like, yeah, and I feel like that's what we're going to pick up next week. Because we didn't even get into the whole Sai, Jessel, you know. And Jessel even said, well, that's why I was trying to connect with Sai when she was talking about her trauma and all that good stuff. Then they brought up the fact that they accused Jessel of moving to New York just to be on the show. And I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds like she did. She was living in Dallas. She said they still have their home in Dallas. And she literally moved to Dallas right before they started filming. Like, when you do the timeline, Bren was like, And you could tell that Bren didn't want to, like, say, yeah, girl, it sounds real suspicious. But even Andy was side-eyeing once they sat down and they did the math. So, Jessel, girl, did you move to New York just to film? That's why you ain't know what Tribeca was up and coming? I mean, that's why you didn't know that Tribeca was already here and not up and coming? Girl, sounds interesting. Child, that was pretty much the part one of the reunion. Let me know what you guys think. I will talk to y'all later.